You missed some important news from the LGBTQ plus community this week. To ensure you are current, we are recapping that important news. Here's what you may have missed.
Walt Disney World challenges DeSantis with 100,000 gays at Gay Days. Tens of thousands of LGBTQ plus people flocked to Central Florida last weekend to go on theme park rides, mingle with costume performers, dance at all-night parties, and lounge poolside at hotels during Gay Days, a decades-long tradition. A large turnout sent the message that LGBTQ plus people aren't going away in Florida, which is continually one of the most popular states for tourists to visit. Annually, 150,000 or more visitors come to the half week of pool parties, drag bingo, and thrill rides at Orlando's theme parks and hotels. Joseph Clark, CEO of Gay Days, Inc., said, quote, "That's the point," end quote. Even though Governor Ron DeSantis and Florida lawmakers have championed a slew of anti-LGBTQ plus laws, spurring the most prominent gay rights groups in the U.S. and other civil rights organizations to issue warnings that the Sunshine State may no longer be safe. Gay Days organizers are still encouraging visitors from around the world to come to one of Florida's largest gay and lesbian celebrations. Unlike most of the country, which celebrates Pride in June, Orlando holds its Pride in October. Gay Days is a bonus celebration. Currently, Disney is embroiled in a legal fight with DeSantis over the governor and Republican lawmakers' takeover of Disney World's governing district after Disney officials publicly opposed legislation that critics have dubbed "Don't Say Gay." This weekend was exceptional, people, okay? It was a lot of fun. There was thousands and thousands of LGBTQ plus people being their true authentic selves, having a ball, okay? And for a moment and for a weekend in time, we stopped thinking about how much hate was against us, but it was in the room. Like you felt it and everybody talked about it regardless, you know? Yeah. And it was just, you know, it was one of those things where there was people putting out videos telling people not to come, telling people that it wasn't safe. And I was like, oh no, please. I got on my TikTok and did the same thing for Girls in Wonderland. It's safe. Look around. They had cops everywhere. They had undercover cops everywhere. I felt safe. Okay, at all the parties, at all the theme parks at Disney, I felt safe. I didn't feel like anything was going to happen or there was a threat to us, you know? And it was just such a loving, wonderful environment.
But that's how Walt Disney World's supposed to be. That's what Orlando's supposed to be. You're supposed to, it's the happiest place in the world, right? That's what it's supposed to be. So, you know, I want to say thank you to everybody who did go. Yes. And thank you for contributing to the legal fees that they're going to have. Yes. Because that's ultimately what we need to do, right? Make sure that Disney has the support to fight this bad legislation.
And you know, it's not just about, like, I love how you said you felt safe because that's obviously so important, but also you felt in community. Like, I mean, how important that is, and that helps you feel safe because, like, we're stronger together. And I don't want to be super obnoxious about this, but I have never loved Disney more. Like, I mean, all this has only made me like, you know how there's like a term for Disney gays. Like this is 100% true. I didn't know that was a thing. And then one time I went to a friend's house and from their entire house was just decorated in Disney stuff, like from the curtains. And I was like, oh my God, I thought I was going to get murdered, but I was not murdered. But like, that's a thing. And I get it. Like that is like, cause there's something about the message of love, about acceptance, which is actually rooted in so much. And I get this is corporatism. I'm not like, like lost to what this means and for profit, but also they are taking an important stand, and I think they might help be the downfall of the DeSantis-ness of Florida, because there's something real. I think this case is going to be huge. So
you know, when you
can
buy a shirt at Disney, now this is not artificial intelligence fake news. When you can buy a shirt at a Disney outlet as a red shirt to prepare for Saturday's Red Shirt Day at Walt Disney World, or you could wear it any of the parks in the schedule rotation that they did, that says what we think, using the Disney logo as official merchandise, think about gays, and then a big love sign. And they're selling a shirt that says that. Okay, there's rainbow capitalism, but
for sure,
in this moment, they don't need the $12 that they make on the shirt.
It was 28, but no problem.
Right.
Plus tax.
28 plus the tax. That wasn't the point of it. In the environment of what Disney is going through, they made a solid statement. A couple of things let's talk about on Gay Days. We gotta get some, as they say, the roses out early. Faye hosted at Girls in Wonderland, the pool party. Last year I went and said my favorite party was the Saturday pool party down at Kissimmee.
You like the go-go dancers a little too much. It was weird.
It was a little weird last year. They moved up to International Drive to the Wyndham, which was an old Gay Days hotel platform, which was absolutely fabulous. And let me just say, in terms of the overall Gay Days weekend, girls for the win.
Woohoo!
Not just the party, girls for the win. Because I went 3 times, and every single time the place, Alice in Burgos and Girls in Wonderland, my
A
goodness.
sea of lesbos.
And people having so much fun. I mean, it was just exuberance. And Faye hosted a comedy show that a huge crowd turned out for, and it was funny. Who would have thought the girls could be fun?
Imagine that.
Imagine that. And Faye hosting it, and that was amazing. Wednesday night I went on the Wednesday night I for the first time went on the gay monorail pub crawl. And they start and they go hotel and bar to bar.
Bob Hessel's
one
of the leaders or something.
Exactly.
I love that.
And did that, and that was so much fun. And overall, I just have to say, OMW down at Lake Buena Vista, they launched the Bears event. Faye stayed at the Bears Hotel.
Where else would I stay?
She was like a salmon amongst the bears.
That was me. Un pescadito. I was a fish.
Oh no, you could give it a different analogy for that.
A salmon among the bears. I'm going to think about it. That's really horrifying.
That is horrifying,
yes.
yes.
That's why every time they saw me down the hallway, they'd go, fish, fish.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I meant like
Really? I thought that's what you meant.
I totally thought that's where you were going. Yes.
Dressed kind of in salmon color. Not really. I don't know.
Gay Days, after 2 years of pandemic, the loss of the hotel the year before pandemic, having to move from June to August, and that debacle, came back to the DoubleTree, which is the iconic platform. Of all of the hotel platforms, it's the iconic platform. It was back this year. It allowed you to go, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. So congratulations to everyone.
Yeah, well done.
Can I just say one last thing that for Girls in Wonderland, it was a wonderful thing to see all these women, right? But it was also a chance to invite our trans women to come and join us also. And then that was such a wonderful thing, to give them a safe space, to let them know, hey, this is all inclusive, right? Come on in and join us and have a great time. One last thing is also that, yes, we had pool parties. Yes, we had drag bingo. Yes, we had Miss Gay Days. But also we had a lot of children that came out for Disney. Julian's Fountain of Youth took a whole crew
That's amazing.
of LGBTQ plus
Called
youth.
One Fabulous Weekend.
And they had a fabulous weekend. And that was what it was all about. To go to Disney and see, I'm getting chills, to see all these red shirts, and you're a part of those red shirts, was the first time that I felt a part of anything in this community.
Actually, funny that you say that, because I interviewed Julian today for Unapologetically Queer, and he tells me the story. 21 kids went to Disney with 9 chaperones.
That's awesome.
And they stayed at All Star on property Friday night and Saturday night for Gay Days weekend. And he said, as young as 14, all children, to go to Walt Disney World on Red Shirt Saturday, and a sea of thousands and thousands of LGBT, and him telling the story of what it was like for these kids to see thousands of LGBT in a positive way, celebrating at the happiest place on planet Earth. He got chills in the conversation.
Well, because ultimately they're seeing themselves, you know, and they see that they're not alone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that there's more of us and that we are together, right? But good for Walt Disney World for supporting our community and supporting their employees versus the other corporation we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
How would you feel if you were LGBTQ and you worked for that corporation?
Yeah.
And what they're doing versus working for Walt Disney World, knowing that they've got your back.
One more time. OMW, Gay Days, Girls in Wonderland, Bears Jamboree, Disney Bears. Congratulations.
Disney Bears. I love that. Disney Bears.
Right.
That's the new hashtag. All right.
Keep watching the only television news in the world from our LGBTQ plus community, and stay informed on everything that is important for and about our diverse LGBTQ plus community.